Things sure ain't like they used to be, ain't they?
You got that right, Cletus.
Gee, I remember when I was young, I had to walk to school in 10 feet of snow.
You're tough, Cletus.
We don't have snow now.
We don't have snow here in the south, Cletus.
Oh, well, I definitely had to walk for sure. Nowadays, kids get on them souped up, whatchamacallit, school buses and them, oh yeah, bicycles.
You had a bicycle, if I recollect.
Yeah, I did, but back then, wheels wasn't round. They was square.
That's tough, Cletus. I had a bicycle, if I do recollect.
Remember, all we had to play with was a stick.
And remember what we all had to play with was a stick, a rock, and a ball of yarn.
You was lucky, 'cause I never had no fancy yarn.
Kids today are spoiled, I tell you. With their Nintendos and music thingamabobs. And oh yeah, the internet. Ruination, I tell you.
Yeah, nowadays you just type a word in on the computer and everything in the world comes up.
Their little minds are going to be crammed with too much information. They don't have room for no common sense.
Yeah, like we grew up knowing the sun was good for you, nice red burn on your skin, toughens you up. Nowadays, kids are lathered in sunscreen. White, gooey creatures from head to toe. No common sense, I tell you.
None at all, Cletus. Sure, they hardly are outdoors now, Cletus. They don't know what it's like to have that nice red burn. Good for your skin.
Sure, we played outside no matter what the weather. Remember that tornado back in 35? Mama said, unless your keisters are hanging off, you get your butts outside.
It was tough back then, Cletus. Remember when I rolled down the side of a cliff, ran into a patch of stinger needles, cut my leg wide open and broke my arm? Well, I just got up and shook it off.
Kids today are always at the doctor's office. And remember when I had the measles and the mumps on the same day? Well, my mama was too busy taking care of my 5 sisters who had scarlet fever all at once.
Our mamas were busy back then, Cletus.
10 kids.
Now they're grandkids.
So you never really had.
You never really had kids if you only had 1.5 kids.
Yeah, back then, you weren't a real family unless you had 10 kids. But nowadays, you're lucky to have 1.5. Though I don't know where the 0.5 comes from.
Yep, times were tough. Remember how there was nothing to eat unless you grew it? Just tend the chickens, field the farm, feed the pigs, field the farm. I did all that when I was still in diapers.
And kids today don't eat any vegetables from what I hear, unless you count French fries, and they don't know a chicken unless it comes in a nugget.
Things sure ain't like they used to be, Clyde.
You got that right. What's that sound? Is it the aliens?
Oh, didn't I tell you? I got me a new cell phone and got rid of my old one and got myself a new BlackBerry. That's probably the electronics store telling me my new DVD burner is in. Want to come download some movies later?
You betcha, Clyde.